So we look at a, okay. So let me start with okay, so comparator op amp. Depends on your inputs, and then it's going to depend on, your supply voltages for the high and the low. So high supply and low supply. So what happens if, so let's say we pick our threshold at 3 volts. And if it's above 3 volts, we want a high output. If it's below 3 volts, we want a low output. So one of the issues that happens is that, well, what if I'm at 2.999 volts? Or I have a little noise that causes it even to go down to like 2.8. So something that kind of makes a little bit of a fluctuation. So what can happen is, like, maybe I'll get that fluctuation and then it will go like very, very quickly, like right around that 3 volts. So maybe it's 3.999 and then it goes, anywhere in between that and like 3.001, for example. Like, it can be very, very small noise that's going on there. What's going to happen at the output here?
It's going to switch between high and low?
Yeah, it's going to just be like really noisy. And it may look, something like this, that's all the way, if this is 9 volts and this is 0 volts, anywhere in between 9 volts and 0 volts, which is a huge range, and it can do it pretty, it may go kind of down and then it, and it sometimes might be down here. So it's going to give you kind of noise that you're like, oh, that's not exactly what I want. So when you add, so hysteresis is basically, means that the circuit has a little memory to it, so that it will actually be like, take it a second before it says like, oh, let me kind of recheck it, so that I can kind of get a more stable number to it. There's a specific circuit called a Schmidt trigger that will add that in there. So this is basically what hysteresis will remove this issue. So that term, the hysteresis, hysteresis will remove this issue. So let me pull up a schematic of a Schmidt trigger. Okay. I can find an image of a already drawn Schmidt trigger. Okay. Not there. Images. Schmidt. Schematic. All right, so this is called a Schmidt trigger. I think it's with 2 Ds. SCHMI, oh, there's no D in there. Okay. 2 Ds. Schmidt trigger. So this one has what's called positive feedback. which we don't work with a lot. But it's basically called hysteresis, and so you can kind of use this circuit to remove that issue of like, oh, it's fluctuating a little bit. It takes it a minute to do the comparison between the negative and the positive terminals. And so instead of having it immediately trigger, you'll use this VLT is your low threshold voltage. So this is where you set your threshold voltage. And so it will compare your VN to that low threshold voltage, and the low threshold depends on your output. So if you're like if this is like 9 volts and this is 0 volts, it will do your divider like you would normally do on the other comparator. So here we would set this 3 volts, typically by a voltage divider using whatever high voltage value we're going to use. So 9 volts, you would feed that in there and set R1 and R2 so that 3 volts would be on that line. So it's the same idea as that voltage divider there. You're just using the output instead of the source voltage. And so when it fluctuates, it takes it a second to actually compare first. So it's going to still be 3 volts there, but it takes it a minute so that it doesn't keep fluctuating. Does that make sense?
How do you, like, is there a way to, like, figure out exactly how much time it will take to do that comparison?
So it depends on the op amp too, because the op amp has, it's called kind of a response rate. It's called a slew rate factor. And that slew rate factor also tells you how fast it will respond to a change in an input. And so the combination of that with the external circuitry is dependent on the op amp itself. So you can look at the slew rate. Usually they're in like microseconds. And so, that's usually faster than like we can observe. And so it's usually like most op amps are fast enough we're not probably going to see it. And so that with the change there is usually the feedback portion usually takes longer. And so how do I say this? I don't have a good way of telling you an exact time. I think the simulation will be helpful to kind of like see like how that timing is. It's usually still pretty quick, but it's usually enough to remove like if you have real noise. So like in a simulation you won't really see it because noise is usually not present in your simulation. So you can add in some noise into your simulation and kind of see the effect it has. By your input, you can just add in another pulse in addition. So instead of just modeling it with one voltage source of like a DC source, you could also add in an AC source, with a point, really small, 0.001, cosine or sine, just to kind of add in some noise there. And then you can kind of see what effect that has. Some of the sources will have a noise option in their model, like you could actually add in the noise that way as a plus or minus value. So you can kind of see and experiment with that. Does that help? Okay. All right, so those that came in a little bit late, I'll come to you guys. We are just discussing if most people want to work on their final project, so anybody who wants to work on your final project, be working on it, feel free. The TAs can come around and help with the simulations if you want to work on those. Otherwise, I've just been going through requests for questions that are coming up, and also if you want me to review any material to help prepare. So your next, your final exam option, so next Wednesday will be your final, final projects. Again, it's simulation. So final project demos. We're going to be doing this in the Ingman lab. So if you want to use the computers in there, we will have them. If not, just bring your laptops and we'll have them on your laptops. And so for your demo, you're just going to want to make sure that you explain the goal of what you're trying to achieve. Also explain your input sensor, like what is being measured, what is your output, and then how you basically are doing it. Are you using just digital logic? Are you using a comparator? How are you doing different pieces of it? Just what components, and then show the demo based, for the different environmental changes that you have. And that's really all you'll need to do for that. Okay. All right. So, Nathan, what would you want to work on final project, or do you have questions or review? Huh?
I'll work on my final project.
Okay. Logan?
I'm working on the final project.
Okay. Philip?
Same.
Same. Sam? Do you want to work on final project? Do you have any questions?
I was looking to work on the plan a little bit.
Okay. Harsha? Final project? Okay. All right, so we'll be around if you have any questions as you're working on it. Oh, Kelly, you came in too. Do you have any questions? You want to work on final project?
No, I don't have any questions yet.
Okay. All right, so as questions come up, or if you want individual questions, just go ahead and raise your hand. I forgot. Yeah. So, if you guys want to gather around a little bit, Easton's actually going to do an early demo of his final project.
Do you have a HDMI? Do you want me to just come do it on this?
Sure.